brains to really do something around this. We are fortunate to be right on Castro Valley Boulevard. We have a number of places we can go to eat, shop, fill prescriptions, run and pick up things. A great commute for many of us, as well as good parking. One day, the team decided that they wanted to have Mexican food, and no kidding, just literally across the street and a few places away is a Mexican restaurant, and we wanted to take a look at the menu. Well, being a digital marketing agency, of course, we do most things online. So we decided to go and try to get the menu so we could place an order. So we started trying to Google it with Mexican restaurant Castro Valley, Mexican food Castro Valley, and a location, a storefront, a restaurant on the boulevard, not even 2 blocks away from us, did not come up in search results. We were unable to get directions if we needed it. We were unable to look at a menu. We were unable to look at reviews. And we began to think, if this is happening to one of our businesses in our community, is it happening to more businesses in our community where they're unable to get found? That's what we are going to talk about today with Have You Googled Yourself lately? So quick show of hands, did anybody Google themselves before they came today? Okay, 3 people listened to our message, great. So if you haven't Googled yourself yet, hold tight because I'm going to show you how you can increase your chances on being found. Google looks at all of these search engines to see how you're listed for consistency. So Google does take this information and brings it about. It's part of their ranking. And what I mean by ranking is when you go and do a Google search and you get those 10 listings there, they're listed from 1 to 10. And how many of you would like to be on page 1 of Google? Nobody, everybody should be raising their hand and jumping up and down. You want to be on page 1. And it's tough to get there. That's why it's a continuous struggle to make sure that your information is correct and up to date, because that information can be constantly changing. Chances are you're not going to whitepages.com and saying, please change this from Castro Valley Chamber of Commerce to Castro Valley /Eaton Area Chamber of Commerce. You're probably not going to DuckDuckGo. You're probably not going to markmealocation.com. I mean, I don't know about MarkMe, but the rest are real search engines that Google's pulling this information from. So making sure that if you're listed as, Nikki Mendez's toy boxes, I'm not listed, I can do everything in my power not to have like my phone listing as Nikki's toy boxes and not have something else as Mendez's toy boxes. Everything that you have control over, keep as consistent as possible. Google My Business is so important for search because, again, you can manage your business across the different Google or online, you manage your business online. So, maps. Maps is important. Again, people are looking for you. If they're walking down the street searching, you want to be found. If they're coming from out of town and they want to know what's the best chocolate shop, or I heard Dandelion chocolate is excellent, I need to get a map from there. This is what Google Maps looks like from your desktop. So again, look at all the information that you have available. If you scroll down, you'd still have more available. This all plays into making sure that that information comes up on a search engine. And again, Jim had a great question with, I'm not here on, when I try to look at myself from a local search, he doesn't see himself, but when he goes and says Jim Nagry Leadership, he does. But if somebody is trying to Google him as, I need a leader from Castro Valley, he may not show up. If somebody wants to try to get their hair cut at Al's Barber Shop, if he's not positioned correctly, even if you're standing like right here, he's down the street, he may not come up on the search if somebody writes Castro Valley Barber Shop. His competitors may come up. How many of you have gone to somebody's Yelp, saw that it was 1 star and just moved on? Right? Because that's called trusted earned media. People are gonna go on there and they like to write a review, especially bad ones. I'm sure you guys all know that. Bad news travels a lot faster than good news. But it is trusted earned media because it's unbiased, it's been tested, and it's not, I can crow all I want about KO websites being great, but it makes a bigger difference if somebody that we service makes it. Because I'm biased. I work there. Of course I'm going to say it's great. It is great, but it doesn't mean too much if I work there. But it would mean a lot more if I'm a client and I'm getting great service. Get in communities. Get in forums. Like people. Link it up. Like pages that aren't necessarily your competitors, but complimentary services. If I do if I'm a photographer, I may want to really say, I like this frame shop because they take the time to help. And here's one of their blogs that I think is great. Set up days and times, even if it's once every 2 weeks, that you're going to put up a new photo, that you're going to send out a new post, that you're going to update with, if you run promotions, put them out there. Just make sure you're using that as your strategy. It doesn't have to be a grand strategy if you're a small business owner, but it has to be something.